So has got to be one of the worst singers I've ever heard. It's completely devoid of anything good. My expectation is pretty darn low, but I also recognize that Rolling Stone, they want to stay as relevant as they were back in the 1970s. So I'm assuming they're gonna pick like, I don't know, like Dua Lipa. I'm assuming they're just gonna pick some random pop stars that's popping right now, and they're just gonna plop them in. I have low expectations, but I'm pretty excited to see this list. Glenn Danzig. Now, I did see Fantano say that this is a pretty good pick, so I'll just take his word for it. Billie Eilish? I don't think Billie Eilish has released enough music to call her the greatest. I'm assuming that they're going to use the word singer like pretty loosely, so I don't know what was going on here. I'm not saying she's a bad singer. I don't think that she's the worst singer, but I will say I don't even think she cracks the top 200. I'll just be honest with you. Jung Kook? I don't think I've ever really listened to BTS. I've listened to some other K-pop like Blackpink. I've also listened to Luna. I've also listened to some other K-pop groups. I don't know why. Like, they're like the biggest K-pop groups of all time. Wow. Frank Ocean at 190. Okay, for me personally, I think Frank Ocean deserves to be higher. I could be biased. I am a little bit on the younger side, so I do think that Frank Ocean to me, carries that emotion. Lana Del Rey? What? Dude, Lana Del Rey is like such a boring singer. I don't think she has a bad voice. I don't think she has a terrible voice. I think she has a pretty decent voice, but I don't think that she should be on this 200 list. Juan Gabriel? Oh my gosh, I haven't heard this name in a while. Debbie Harry. Now this is super underrated. She could really belt it out if she really could. Pretty underrated when it comes to like, people like Britney Spears, Madonna. I know that they're blonde females, but like obviously you're gonna sometimes compare that. But yeah, Debbie Harry should definitely be on this list, and I'm glad that she is. Morrissey. Okay, I actually did not expect Morrissey to be in this because I wasn't sure if Rolling Stone was gonna be like, hey, we're hip, we're kind of leaning this way politically, we're not gonna put problematic people in. But they did. I think Morrissey has like a type of sway and a type of charisma that he brings in his voice. Say what you want about Morrissey, I get it, but he is a pretty good singer. Wait, whoa, wait. So you're gonna say Robert Smith is better than Morrissey? I do not agree with that whatsoever. Robert Smith has a melodic voice, don't get me wrong, but it's not as like raunchy or as charismatic or as blistering as Morrissey does it. And what the hell is this? I don't really like how they compared Robert Smith and Sade. I do agree that he's a very intimate singer. I just can't. I can't. No, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Okay. Singer from REM. I think that he should be a little bit higher. I think he should be like hundreds, 90s, possibly 80s. Like, in terms of like alternative, I think Michael Stipe is probably one of the best. It's just, I find it comedic. It has a lot of personality. It brought a lot of character to the band. And I think if you were to switch out Michael Stipe with anybody else, prior to this list, I don't think REM would be as successful. Lauryn Hill. What's funny? I remember there was like a Billboard Best Rappers list, I think, like a couple years ago. So the top 5 was like something like Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. And then there was Lauryn Hill at the bottom 5 or something. I love Lauryn Hill, but I don't think she's like a top 5 or top 10 rapper. I definitely think that her forte was singing, and to really like label her as a rapper kind of doesn't really do her justice. This placement, I think I want it a little bit higher, but I'm not really mad at this. Axl Rose is god awful. No, I'm so sorry. No. Axl Rose has got to be one of the worst singers I've ever heard. It's completely devoid of anything good. I mean, he has range, sure. Anybody could have been in Guns N' Roses, who had a high voice and, you know, his timbre and whatever, and it would have been better. Jeff Buckley at 131. Okay, I mean, definitely better than some of the other picks that you had, like, previously. I definitely think Jeff Buckley is actually a top 50. Yeah, again, Jeff Buckley's intimacy, his tone, his range, his emotion, just everything all checks out. Like, why would you put him only on 131? To have your voice sound like that on your first album. Your first album? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of glad that I'm not seeing Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston so far, because I would be mad if they had him. Alright, The Weeknd? Okay, whoa. Fiona Apple, and then The Weeknd doesn't even break the top 100? This is literal, like, they literally just threw this in a randomizer and just picked it. Johnny Cash at 85. Can someone tell me when this list gets good? So you're gonna tell me that Steve Perry is a better singer than Michael Jackson? Alright, that's fine. Okay, hey, opinions? They're all yours. You are entitled to that. Chris Cornell. Wow. I actually used to not think that Chris Cornell was a good singer. I just didn't see the point in Chris Cornell until I watched a YouTube video where in Black Hole Sun, his voice was isolated from the instrumentation. I know some people don't like that growly, like da 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 da. I don't know, I just like it. So I'm at 72. If this is the case and they don't say Howlin' Wolf, I'm going to be very disappointed in Rolling Stone. I'm starting to like these Van Morrison, Kurt Cobain. If I'm saying David Bowie here, Prince better come up top 10. Even if he is up there, I'd still have a problem with him being so high up there. And then Michael Jackson being at 86. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, and Celine Dion. Celine Dion I want to see up there. Paul McCartney. What? Don't get me wrong, he is a good singer. There's so many other people that they could have put at 26. Prince. 16. All right, but I don't like that gap between 16 and 86. Look, I do think that Prince is slightly better in terms of talent. There's so many things that Michael Jackson has that Prince doesn't, and the gap should be very, very much closed. Al Green, okay. Otis Redding, okay. Beyonce, okay. Stevie Wonder. Are we gonna see Celine Dion? I'm thinking she might be like top 5. Who's at number 2? Whitney Houston. Oh, thank goodness. Number 1 is Aretha Franklin. I gotta look on Twitter. Did I pass by Celine Dion or what? Did they just not put her on or like forget or something? How did Celine Dion not make it in the list?